Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about should I do strength exercises for my pain?
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
At the time of recording this, I have recently hurt my back, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about that and what I did to help make it feel better and what kind of exercises, strength exercises I did, what kind of stretches I did, what kind of treatment I did. And we're going to relate this back to what the majority of my runners have problems with, which is knee pain. So at the time of recording this, I hurt my back a couple of days ago. So I'm recording this on a Friday. I hurt my back on Tuesday. And actually, technically, I hurt my back last Friday. So what happened was I had a long day of sitting in the car on Thursday, and then a long day of sitting again on Friday. Royal and I flew, and then a lot of waiting around at the airport. And I remember when I was in the airport, initially I thought that my pain happened when I missed a step. You know that feeling when you aren't paying attention, you think there's one more step, or you think you're already on the last step, but there's actually one more step, and that weird like little jolt that you get. Well, I thought it was that, but actually thinking back, what it actually was, I was scanning my boarding pass and my purse was on my right shoulder. I was using my right hand to scan my boarding pass, and my purse started to fall off my shoulder, and I must have twisted just a little bit to make it so that my purse didn't all completely fall. And it's just like one of those shoulder moves. And I remember feeling in my left lower back something, and I was like, ooh, that hurt. But it wasn't much, and it didn't linger. But through the weekend, I had it happen one or two more times with different things. I can't remember what they were, but I do remember noticing it. Now, being a physical therapist, I notice these things all the time. Because I ask my clients, I ask my runners to pay attention too, so I should be paying attention as well. And so I do. It's at the forefront of my mind. And then on Tuesday, I had brought a large box, but it was light, a large box up the stairs, and then I put it on the floor. Now, picking it up and bringing it up the stairs felt fine, but putting it down, I know that I was slightly twisted. And then when I came back up, I felt okay, and as I was moving around, I just progressively started feeling not good. So this was Tuesday, and then a couple of minutes later, I couldn't even stand on my left leg. Every movement I made me gasp. I couldn't go from standing to sitting, or sitting to laying, or laying on my back to laying on one of my sides to laying on my belly without an audible, just a catch of my breath because it hurt so much. And I could barely move all of Tuesday. And the rest of Tuesday, this was Tuesday afternoon. So I walked Royal through a bunch of tests for me. He put his hands on me, and I talked him through it, and then I talked him through some treatment. So I could figure out that I was left rotated in my lumbar spine, probably L3, maybe L4, most likely L3 based on where the symptoms were. Definitely wasn't my SI joint, so that was great. And I started walking him through some treatment. Now, for those of you who don't know, he is not a physical therapist. He is not in healthcare at all. So he doesn't have a background in doing this. And I talked him through the whole thing. And so he did some treatment on me. I did some gentle mobility exercises, and I got in a hot Epsom salt bath and used a moist heating pad, like the microwavable ones, the rest of the day. Something I did not do on Tuesday, I did 0 strength exercises for my back. Strength exercises would not help me in that situation. Would strength exercises help me to have prevented this? Probably. But they would not help they wouldn't help me fix the problem. And I know this from my 12 plus years experience going through physical therapy school, being a licensed and board certified physical therapist. I know that. So then on Wednesday, I was feeling 60% better. Still not great. And sitting was worse than standing. Standing felt great. But forward bend, rotation to the opposite side that I was stuck at, and side bend to the opposite side that I was stuck at, all really, really hurt. Again, that gasp every time you did it. And I couldn't stand on my left leg. So I called one of my physical therapy colleagues here in town and I was like, what will it take for you to come help me? And what a saint. She came over that afternoon and we did some mobilizations and some movements to help it out. I should also say that I got a massage Wednesday morning. Now, I had already had a massage scheduled. That was pre my back hurting. I get regular massages. And so I went for the massage. And I could also tell Tuesday afternoon and again on Wednesday morning, this problem was not muscle related. It was not a pulled muscle. I could tell that already on Tuesday from what made the pain come on. And if it's a muscle problem, if it's a muscle or a tendon problem, using the muscle and stretching the muscle hurt. Now, the directions that hurt when I did them did not equate to those muscles in that area because extension didn't hurt. That would have been using those extensor muscles in my back, but stretching them hurt and twisting hurt only in specific directions and not in the direction that would have been using those muscles. So I knew that it wasn't muscle related. And I was confirmed when they did the massage, none of them were excessively tight and it didn't hurt. The massage didn't hurt or help, actually. It was just, my standard massage, so helps prevent overall tightness. So anyway, Wednesday afternoon, my colleague came over, so that was great. And I used a TENS unit Wednesday night. I took another hot Epsom salt bath. I did some gentle mobility, lower trunk rotation to keep things moving on Wednesday night. Wednesday night, actually, when she left, I felt worse. She knew I felt worse. I knew I felt worse. Sometimes that happens, especially I'm a hypermobile person, so sometimes correcting for a rotational problem, with hypermobility, you can actually overdo it very, very easily. And so we both felt like maybe we had overdone it. Tuesday, I felt probably 10% better than I felt the day before. Flexion going forward no longer bothered me, but extension bothered me. So we definitely overcorrected and now I was reverse. So that was a bummer, but that's okay. But again, I didn't do strength exercises. I did a couple of mobility exercises. I went and laid on my foam roller right at the base of my spine. I didn't actually roll. I just laid there to help relax everything in the area to make it so that it didn't tighten up. Took a hot Epsom salt bath. I don't have my massage gun here, so I did not use it, but I would have just as prevention to make it so that those muscles didn't tighten up. But again, I didn't do strength exercises. And then Friday morning, I woke up. That was this morning. I woke up 90% back to normal. Practically back to normal. Just a few things were sore and uncomfortable. I could bend towards my toes. That was tender, but nothing crazy. extension going backward, again, didn't bother me. So things started shifting again. And so I was going about my day and just doing some activities. Now, I did do a little too much, so now my back is sore again, but it's only a little bit. And I'm gonna go take another hot Epsom salt bath. So you will notice that I've taken a lot of Epsom salt baths the past couple of days, and I've stayed in there for a whole hour. I was so pruny when I came out. That's because doing a heat or a massage based thing helps mitigate pain while it's happening. Excuse me, a temperature or massage based thing. So I like heat. Olaf likes warm hugs. I like warm baths. Some people like cold. And if something is red hot and swollen, I do recommend cold. Mine was cool and tight. So heat would be helpful. I also have cold urticaria, which means I break out into hives if I am in too cold of something. So I tend toward heat anyway. But if I really need it, I will use something cool, not ice cold. And then massage base. So either laying over the foam roller or actively foam rolling, using a massage gun, getting a massage, things like that. Or TENS. A TENS unit can help with pain. And some gentle mobility and or stretches. Because it was not a muscle-based thing or a tendon-based thing, I knew that prolonged static stretching could actually push me over the edge worse and make me feel worse. And so I just kind of mobilized. So I got into the position gently and then came right out of it, moving very slowly instead of holding static positions for 20 or 30 seconds. And I didn't do any strength exercises. Strength and being strong can help prevent injury and help your overall health and well-being. Strength exercises rarely help make the pain go away. And I say rarely instead of never because never is an extreme. But often a strength exercise can help when it's just the mobility aspect that you need and the movement happens to be a standard strength exercise, but it's the movement of the exercise that actually helps. A good example is a client of mine, squats actually make her knee feel better, and it's not the strength aspect of the exercise, it's the fact that she's doing a movement that increases blood flow and activates the muscle and the joint that makes it feel better. But, doing a heavy weighted squat would not make her feel better. So, it's rarely that strength exercises is what's going to make your knee feel better. Just like this week, strength exercises would not have made me feel better. I needed to mobilize into a movement, get things activated again, getting blood flow in the area. And then as my pain continues to diminish, I will reintroduce strength exercises and do new strength exercises that can help prevent this from happening in the future. And I know what happened. It was a slight forward bent position with my purse dropping off my shoulder, so I twisted. So in the future, I am going to strengthen rotational and I'm going to strengthen in a forward flex position. So something like a deadlift position where I'm leaning forward to help strengthen the muscles in that range of motion to help prevent this from happening. But that's a prevention thing. That is not a treatment thing. So yes, if you're listening and you're like, well, my physical therapist has me do strength exercises. Yes, but to what degree? Are they using it for the strength aspect in the beginning, or are they more doing it for the mobility aspect or to prevent something from worsening down the line? Now, I didn't lay in bed all week. With my back hurting. That would make me worse. I still moved around and got strength, quote unquote strength that way. I didn't stay doing nothing. because staying doing nothing would make me worse in the long run. So I need to do something to prevent it from happening. And you may be getting confused. I apologize for that. There is a process that we go through, that we learn in physical therapy school, that we need to treat the problem and also prevent any sequela. Sequela are things that happen because of the initial injury. I use the example of a broken elbow because I had a broken elbow when I was 10 years old. And so you break your elbow's in a cast for 6 weeks, and your elbow is stuck at 90 degrees. So then it hurts when you bend and straighten it more beyond that. Well, that pain isn't from the broken elbow anymore. It's from the sequela of having a broken elbow because you've been stuck in a cast for 6 weeks. So now the muscles and the tendons are tight. So when we can, we want to prevent that sequela. We want to prevent those other things that could happen. So keeping moving, doing mobility while treating the pain, which for me, treating the pain was the hot Epsom salt bath. And my physical therapist friend coming and doing the mobility, the hands-on mobilization that I needed for that particular instance. And now I will move forward and add a little bit of strength exercises to prevent this in the future. So I hope that made sense, that strength exercises are not helpful to get rid of pain in the moment. Some strength exercises can help prevent worsening of other problems. You have to balance it out with what makes you hurt and what makes you feel better so that you don't feel worse while it's happening. Using things like some gentle mobility, regular moving around like walking, hot Epsom salt baths or cold plunges if that's your thing, TENS units, foam rolling, massage gun. Those are the things that help calm down pain in the moment.
As always, thanks so much for listening. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.